Let's get this figured out. This world gon' give me whatever I need until I get this vision out. Then they gon' pay me whatever I ask, cause I got it figured out. Family be checking all up on a nigga to see how I'm feeling now. Damn, they love to see a nigga really make a killing now. I put a lock on the game and I hide the code and the keys. I am not playing no games, I really play this shit for keeps. That shit for me.
MaddenHeadz YouTube, what's going on? It is your boy Coach DC coming back at you today with another video. Y'all know Saturday morning, man. Y'all know cereal time. But yeah, man, we're gonna talk about running lanes, picks, swats, all that kind of stuff. Running lane wise, man, y'all gotta start doing the old school method, especially when you guys are out here facing these 1-4-6 defenses and these light box defenses. I know it's a little bit more difficult to run, but man, motion you a guy into the box right there, snap it as he arrives to the box. What it does is it throws off the count a little bit, you know, for the defense, and can create late movement, you know, within the defense, but which will create running lanes for you, as you see. So you see when I motion across, see how the safety shift. I a lot of times will bluff snap, get right there, and so now you have a hat on a hat on a hat. Now, later on in the virtual world, I'll kind of show you how to untarget people on run plays, and if you untarget certain guys while you're motioning guys in the box, then yeah, you will get better results. As you see, it's like 4 or 5 yards each time I do this before I encounter somebody, and so it's just it's kind of a rhythmic sort of deal, but you know, it requires a little bit of just knowing you know, your box count, just understanding, okay, here's the lighter side of the box, here's the heavier side of the box. I'm gonna motion from one side to the next. I tell you what you do, go back and watch the replays of all the running plays and watch the guy that I motion on each play. Watch where he goes to block and see if he actually blocks anybody at all. It's a difference between, big difference, man and zone, and also just understanding that in itself. If you motion, you will start to dictate the defense, or at least you'll start to understand, you know, initially whether they're in a man or zone. You know, there are ways to kind of disguise that from time to time, but it's not something that a lot of people do, especially because there's no base aligning. Well, technically there's no base aligning anymore. And then it's just about pacing. To me, pacing is, okay, at what speed do I take the handoff, and where do I go to make my first cut? When do I make my first cut? How fast do I need to run to make the first cut? Was having a session with one of my guys, and so he told me, he said something crazy. He said, man, he said, I'm listening to these other guys, and he said, man, I just stopped clicking on altogether. And I'm like, man, who in the hell are you listening to that's telling you don't click on? Like, you're actually asking to become a victim if you don't click on. If one of these YouTube, or let me not go that route, but if one of these guys are telling you not to click on, man, they are tripping. What do you play the game for? My thing is, man, once I stop, or if I start to feel like I can't click on, man, it's time for me to do something else. I go play Fortnite, something, I don't know, 2K. But the click on thing is the same as I've been talking about for all these years. You have to hold the circle or B button while you navigate the click on process. So that means when you hit circle, or when you hit B, or when you press it, you're gonna hold it. Once the ball is in the air, you know, you're gonna move around, you're gonna speed up, slow down, come back, go forward, go sideways, whatever. You can let go of B or circle once you get to that point where you're going for a swat or a pick. Now, with that being said, that's part of you guys' problem. Stop going for picks, man. The swats are just, there's such a greater range on the swat. Swats eventually turn into knockouts. I don't know if a lot of people know that. So yeah, if you go for a swat and you hold the swat button through the process, if the swat does not occur, the DB will automatically kind of go for the knockout as as a last ditch effort. So nah, my thing is just make sure when you click on, you're holding circle, holding B, and of course, you have to have your direction and where you want to go. But as you see, like a lot of these cases, man, the receiver really has no chance because I'm getting in between the receiver and the ball. And so if the SWAT is if it's in a timely fashion, and sometimes even if it's in a not so timely fashion, trust me, I still get mossed, but we make some really good attempts. To me, that's still the best SWAT animation I've seen this year. For him just to knock the ball right out of his hands. You just have to understand. Sometimes you're gonna have to angle that guy inside when you click on. Also understanding when to click on. Sometimes we click on a little bit too fast. Sometimes we click on a little bit too slow. But if you really understand, your movement and your movement mechanics, when you click on, you can make up ground and make up. You have makeup speed on the game. It's just R2. It's nothing real fancy. But again, you have to hold the circle or B button. You have to hold it. Not to say that you're not gonna get drop picks. Trust me, I get them every single game. But even from a user perspective, it's just really about the timing, being in the right spot at the right time, and going for the right animation. You can't always go for an interception. It's just not feasible on this game. And so, but something that's even worse is just not clicking on at all. So I would suggest you avoid that at all costs. Go ahead and take your lumps early, so that you can learn it, and then it can actually benefit you. Because now, when guys throw or they think they can just throw a jump ball or a high ball or whatever against me, nah, man, when I'm in the spot, I'm in the spot. And I'm going to make a play. I may not make the right play all the time, but I'm going to make a play on the ball. And that's really the key, is just to try to put yourself in the best of spots. And so even sometimes with the linebackers, they say the linebackers can't elevate. Nah, that's not true. That's Caden Ellis. I'm sure he's not the greatest or most athletic linebacker on earth, especially on this game. Now he is a Falcon, so hey, it's my dog. But the whole point is just be in the right place, right time, use your timing, use your mechanics, man. That's what the mechanics are for. It's crazy. I just would never ever in my life ever tell anybody not to click on. It's like, hey man, that's like me saying, hey, go become a victim. That is wild to me. So y'all got to start really being careful about who you're listening to. Y'all know it's a copy and paste world out here in this Madden content creator game. So that's why I always feel like I stand a little bit off to the side, because the stuff that I teach is different than most. I'm not saying different than everybody, but it's different than most. But I can guarantee you my stuff works. Yeah. Go look at the reviews if you don't believe me. But it's just as simple as that, man. Football season is here. Another college football Saturday is coming up, man. College football, well, not college football, but real football Sunday. No video tomorrow. I will be at the Falcons game, doing what I do, cheering us on to victory, as we take on the Tampa Bay Bucks, man. But I appreciate each and every one of you guys, man. Y'all keep supporting your boy. Hey, man, like and subscribe. That's something I never say. And pass the channel along to some of your friends. Yeah, we'll see if that works.